What's up, guys? It's Dakota and Adam, and we are here with a brand new show for you guys. In the background, you see the Aetus Triumphi from Destiny as moments of triumph. The reason for that is this new show is a little discussion between us regarding things on the more gaming and nerdy side.
Yes, we're nerds. Get over it.
Yeah, basically, we're massive nerds. So the idea behind this show is we're going to cover gaming news and things that are coming out that we're excited for, and bring it to you guys. So if you wanted to listen to a short podcast-like style of that, you can. I know that we've discussed bringing in guests, but for the moment, it's just us. And to start it off, you clearly see we have Destiny up here. Destiny 2 was announced this week. Or, not announced, but they showed the gameplay trailers. What did you think?
It was phenomenal, and technically it was announced. Well, at least the release date of September 8th.
But that had already been leaked, kind of. So that's no surprise to me. What really kind of surprised me was not only did we get Homecoming, but we got the intro cinematics and the gameplay trailer. Like as a Titan, I feel I have very mixed feelings about Sentinel, cause it's like, oh sweet, this is like Captain America, but at the same time, I'm a Defender Titan by nature. Like that is my subclass, my class. Are you basically just putting my shield into a more manageable form? Like.
Okay. I understand what you're saying, but I look at it kind of differently. Hold up. Look at it more like this. You can use your shield to defend and all that, but like Captain America uses it for offense as well. So it's kind of like you can still be defensive, but at the same time, it's not just going to be like a subclass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get where you're coming from, and I understand it. And but it's just as a Titan, it's like cool. I've seen that before. Thanks. But at the same time, I don't want to focus just on what I dislike about it. Like, in concept, it is amazing. If you're in your bubble, all you rely on is your guns, your nades, your stuff like that. And it's just, Defender Titans especially, really didn't have a good setup. I mean, we had our flashbang grenades, and those were, or our stun grenades or whatever they were, and those were really useful if you could play well. I mean, you could shut down a super. But at the same time, it's just really,
Yeah, and I think they're updating it, so to say, to where the Defender Titans are better off.
Yeah. Speaking of classes I think got absolutely screwed, Hunters, I am so sorry. How is your new one different from Blade Dancer?
Oh, well, maybe extra blades, maybe a little fewer, a little bit less blades.
It's a staff.
Things like that.
They're literally just like, oh yeah, here's a staff.
Well, we just say, you shall not pass.
I mean, like, the animation is really cool. Hunters, I'm so sorry you got gypped. And this is coming from a Titan. Like, fuck you guys, but at the same time, I'm so sorry. Warlocks, shut the fuck up. We've heard it already.
Yeah. You know, to kind of compare it to an old fad, the Warlocks are kind of like Team Mystic from Pokemon Go. Like, we know you're there. We just prefer to ignore you.
Do you mean Team Instinct? Because Mystic for life, motherfucker.
No. The yellow one, which ironically is pissed, can be ignored.
Dude, Team Valor was, or Team Instinct was the yellow one.
I always heard like more from Valor and Instinct than I did Mystic. But I mean,
See, other way here.
really?
Yeah. And that was the consensus is Instinct was kind of like the lame team and all that. And that's why you get the comics of like the three professor's assistants and like I don't know if you've seen any of those comics. They were really well done. And I will admit that they made Spark look like a badass. Just the like you're in like when everything else fails, you can always rely on your instinct. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. They had good names for the teams, just horrible follow through with them.
Horrible follow through with the game. I'm sorry, but we still don't have. This is
You're
off
not
topic.
wrong.
We still don't have trading, and
You're
that
wrong.
really has hurt us.
I had it for like a week or two, then got rid of it.
Yeah, I don't have it on my phone anymore. My phone just can't support it. So, I mean, without trading, there was really no incentive for me to play it. Maybe when I move again.
I'm hoping that they fix it or launch another one. They at least give us more things to do, like actual battles. That would be fun to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially at cons and stuff. So,
Yes.
moving away from Pokemon Go, going back into games that released this or were announced sort of this last week. Not only did Destiny 2 get its gameplay reveal and all the sick stuff that came from that, including the news that, if you guys haven't heard, it will be on PC exclusively through Battle app, or I guess Blizz app, or what they're calling it, Battle.net.
Oh yeah.
It will be exclusively through Blizzard's online gaming service, which is fantastic. Blizzard does it right.
Is there? I know Blizzard made like the StarCraft games, and I think World of Warcraft.
Yes.
But when you think of those games, you think of longevity. Like StarCraft 2 was released what, 5 years ago? Something
Jeez,
like
dude,
that?
it's been longer than that, I think. Here's the thing, though. Blizzard released World of Warcraft, StarCraft, StarCraft 2, Overwatch. Like, I've literally got it right here. Battle.net has been nothing but a wonderful success. Most of the time, it has had its hiccups, I will admit. And this is coming from someone who, the only real introduction to Blizzard games I have is Overwatch.
But that's kind of what I'm getting at. Like 9 times out of 10, you can count on Blizzard giving you a good game.
Yeah.
And that one random time, you just forget about it.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah. Or they partner with something like Overwatch to kind of try and boost popularity
Yeah.
for a couple of weeks. So they make good games, and they have an interesting marketing strategy with Heroes of the Storm and all that. But
Well, I mean, the game's free.
it's done
so-
perfectly. Wait, it's free?
Heroes of the Storm is free. If you wanted your Oni Genji or Police Diva skin, you could get it.
Free Steel
Without
for
paying
life?
anything. They follow a model similar to, I believe it was Smite. You have free hero rotations. And if you want a hero, to like unlock a certain hero, you have to
Who
pay
made
for it.
Smite?
Huh?
I asked who made Smite.
That was Riot's League of Legends. Smite? Shit. Valve? No, they were Dota too. They were Dota. But I think Dota follows that same pattern, don't they?
I honestly have no idea. Like,
I'm not a like I'm not a fan of those types of games, but
you know, I just I remember hearing the developer's name before, and I couldn't remember it.
Smite was made by Hi-Rez Studios.
Okay.
And it too is free, and you just pay for your champions, your gods, as they're called, if you want to unlock a certain one permanently.
So, what else got released this week?
Um, I believe Life is Strange 2 was announced for a sequel. However, before you guys get your fanboy panties in a
Hopes
twist,
up?
it was not announced if it will be a direct sequel, I believe. So it could be Life is Strange 2, and you don't see Max or Chloe, I think her name is, beyond a cameo. Or that if you're lucky. So, eh?
It might be like Mass Effect Andromeda.
Oh god, we don't talk about. Honestly, like, okay, let me be real with all of you guys listening. I'm not a fan of Mass Effect. I tried to play it. I played both
On the
one
flip
and
side,
three.
I am.
I played both 1 and 3, and neither of them really got my attention. And so I was just like, no, I'm not a fan of the series. I couldn't get past the like third mission of each.
Well, you missed out on the best one, too.
You know, see, I might go back and play 2. I might go back and give it another try. I'm a big fan of that. Like, I've played Bioshock 1, incredible game. I love Bioshock. I played Infinite, and it was alright. I don't think I liked Infinite nearly as much as I liked 1. I've not played 2. I've heard of 2 and heard of its reputation, but I've not played it.
Mass Effect 2 is like, it hits the right notes, because I'm going to spoil Mass Effect 1 and 3 essentially.
I've already
And
had it
by,
happen for me.
okay, but by spoil, I mean if you haven't played the game, it's your own fault.
Spoiler
The end
warning,
of one,
spoiler warning, spoiler warning, spoiler warning.
the end of one was you defeat Sovereign, you defeat Saren, you stop the invasion from happening then. Okay. In 2, you're killed by, I guess you would call them agents of the Reapers,
Yeah.
and you're brought back to life by Cerberus, who many Mass Effect fans know are pro-human, as in they don't like aliens. And the entire story revolves around essentially them being complete jackasses. Like, there was one mission where it was Horizon, where you went to rescue Ashley or Caden, and essentially, after the mission was done, you got to cuss the elusive man out. Then, after you defeat the human Reaper and destroy the Collector base, which was past the Omega Relay, you just had clear run. But hold up, I gotta get a drink.
Okay. So, um, taking over to cover dead air here. I I'm currently playing RuneScape still. It was double XP weekend. I'm sure you listeners know my addiction by now. Um, we have a group Minecraft server we've been working on slowly. So that's something we're all doing. Mario Kart 8.
I'm just there offering words of advice.
Yeah.
I'm all.
I'm still playing Mario Kart 8. Fuck 200cc, man. Fuck 200cc.
I actually want to get that.
It's so fun,
I want to
especially
get
on Switch.
like I don't like the Nintendo consoles at this point,
Dude, you
but
gotta give Switch a try.
I would get the Switch just for Mario Kart.
We'll go into Breath of the Wild here in a minute, but finish your Mass Effect talk.
So, anyways, after you destroy the collector base, you've got your DLC missions, Layer of the Shadow Broker, and one where you drop an asteroid on a colony full of Batarians just to stop the Reaper invasion. Which it actually works out perfectly because when you start Mass Effect 3, you're in jail
Yep.
and you have to get out during the invasion. And the council is still, they're still pieces of shit. What else is new?
Always. It always helps. People are huge pieces of shit.
Oh yeah. I just love it because the Turian counselor is there. Ah yes, Reapers. We have dismissed that claim. Then you have to go to Paladin to, or not Paladin, their moon, just to get Garrus back and prevent, well, not prevent, but help them push the Reapers back a little bit.
Yeah, after they destroy fucking Earth. Like, oh shit, the Reaper's real.
Yeah. But Mass Effect 3 was the perfect ending. Like, just the last battle. The Battle of London. And it worked perfectly because when you got up to the Crucible, it was the Sentinel. You get up there, you fight the elusive man, you kill him, and you get that one moment where you just have the clarity, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
I haven't seen it.
You have that one moment that you want to bawl your eyes out. But you see you see Shepard push through it. And you're given 3 options. Destroy, control, or assimilate. Or combine, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're a dumbass, you can say, oh, I don't want to do any of those, and let the Reapers win.
I mean, hey.
And I did think about doing the last one because of the council at least 5 different times.
Alright, well. Speaking of franchises that I love, or that we love and are kind of about, did you ever really play any of the Fable games?
I played 2 and 3, and 3 I stopped after the Revolution because it was just so boring.
Fable 1 was a wonderful storytelling experience. Though it had its difficulty spike there towards the end, it was alright. 2 was trying to be something more than that, but I just, I didn't care as much. You know, Albion had changed. It wasn't the same Albion that I knew, and it was just, And then 3 was like, oh, fuck this shit. God damn it. Unless you cheat, you cannot win.
Exactly. Which is why I stopped playing after the Revolution part. Because, to spoil that game, after the Revolution, if you're nice and benevolent, you don't have enough strength to win. But if you are a tyrant, you don't have enough popularity to win, essentially. So you're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, it's either you become a super good guy and by extension become a bad guy because you know in your mind you didn't stop the true evil, or you become a super bad guy but be a good guy in your mind because you know you stopped the ultimate evil.
Either way, you're fucked.
Pretty much. Yeah. So that's kind of how I feel about that. When I start thinking of Fable outside of the first game, it's just kind of a eh. I like the combat. It was fun. Fuck the guns. Didn't really care for that. Crossbows, motherfucker. But I mean, like, I love to go back still and play Fable 1 and just get a silver warhammer and just smash Balverine skulls in.
Have you played the Elder Scrolls series of games?
Are you really asking me if I have not become a Dovahkiin?
No, I'm asking Casper.
No. I played Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. Can I be honest?
Yo,
Best open world game I played? Breath of the Wild.
I haven't played it, but
You can climb everything. You want to climb on the titty of a statue? Climb on the titty of a statue.
whoa. What do people like to climb on? Penises of statues. Can they do that?
No, all the statues that you find are of the 13, 12, how many fucking, was it 6 actually? Anyway, they're Gerudo heroes.
I don't know.
And you can climb on the statue of these Gerudo heroes. And of course, if you know anything about The Legend of Zelda, you know the Gerudo are typically female. So, these giant statues are all
what
female.
you're saying, there's no dick riding.
There's no dick riding. Just wait for the modders to get a hold of the game, though. I'm sure enough, someday someone will make that happen.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already.
Well, I mean, have you seen, one of the things people figured out is, hey, if I use the magnet ability to put this minecart inside this minecart, then stand inside the first minecart, I can lift the second minecart into the air and essentially fly. Alright.
Okay.
People have built flying machines in Breath of the Wild from using magnet ability.
You get those in Skyrim. They're called dragons.
But, like, in Skyrim, you could jump up the mountains awkwardly, but in Breath of the Wild, you can actually climb, and it's refreshing and fun. It's, like, nothing stands in your way. Except maybe that Lionel that will kick your ass 15 times, because you can't play the game. But nothing stands in your way.
But, like, I haven't played any of the Zelda games because they look good. It's just a case of I'm really not interested in them.
Alright guys, this is going to be the end of the show. I'm officially announcing my departure. I just can't work with this heathen. I'm kidding.
We know. After Ship Week, you would have actually killed me.
Yeah, no. Actually, though, I need to find a new co-host. I'm sorry. This ain't going to work out. That or you need to go and find a Zelda game now. Preferably Majora's Mask.
Like, I've heard of the game series. It was just a case of I was more into, like, first-person shooters, RPGs, things like that.
Oh, so you're a scrub. Okay.
Well, I guess we can name this episode Adam Gets Wrecked.
Fuck yeah, he does. No, seriously though, moving into speaking of Majora's Mask, let's move into your favorite game and least favorite game and mine. I've already said mine. Majora's Mask is my favorite game ever. Probably followed by BioShock and what was the other one we were talking about? I don't remember.
Like Skyrim or one of the Elder Scrolls?
No, it was another very linear story kind of game like BioShock. with a lot of Fable. That's not really linear, I guess. It's a good open world, but I like those story-driven ones with a good narrative behind them. And BioShock just has such a good narrative. I don't like creepy things, but it's creepy. It's so creepy, and at the same time, it doesn't scare me. Like my least favorite game, Shell Shocked 2. Fuck that game. Oh my god.
Why would you even play it?
I am a madman. That's why. I actually own it for Xbox, the original.
Ah, yes, the good Xbox.
No, it wasn't Shell Shock. It was it was Shell Shock 2 Blood Trails, I think it was. Yep, there it is. It's 18 up. Okay, let me say this. It was released in 2009. Metacritic, it's sitting about 30%. IGN gave it a 4.6 out of 10, and it's got 2.2 out of 5 from True Achievements. It is a terrible game. It's a zombie game. It's also just bad. It's bad.
Well, my favorite game, Star Wars Battlefront 2, which I'm not saying that because the second EA Battlefront is coming out. I'm saying it because it was so much fun to play. And it added more to the original Battlefront, just like I expect the second EA one to do. And I just love playing Galactic Conquest. Like, that was the most fun ever. Then, least favorite. I would probably go Battlefield 3.
Okay. I mean, there's been a lot of disappointing first-person shooters in the last couple years. I mean, Call of Duty is a good example of that.
Yeah, but the worst Call of Duty is better than Battlefield 3. Because
How did you feel about Halo 4 and 5?
I expected disappointment, so I didn't play them.
Okay. 4 was alright in my eyes. I know I'm going to get some... maybe some hate for that. 5, I have not played. I cannot pass judgment, but I am not impressed by it. Their entire marketing scheme, and maybe you'll agree with me on this, is they set it up to be Locke versus Chief, a massive fight. That's not the game they gave us, and I watched Achievement Hunter play it, so that's how I know. But that is not the game they promised us.
Again, Battlefield 3 looked good. I said, I'll get it. I'll see how it is. It looked good on TV. The commercials were great. The gameplay was lacking.
I think that's ultimately what it comes down to, is gameplay is lacking sometimes. And that's one thing, is taking this back full circle, that's one thing I like about Destiny. It's even with its imbalance between guns at times, the gameplay was kind of solid, especially its gunplay. I say as I'm remembering the shotgun era. I say that, but I'm a shotgun rusher, defender titan, snipe. Honestly, I'm a well-rounded PvPer, and that's what I like. But I mean, even Bethesda was like, "Hey, look, if you guys don't believe me, you can find articles on this." Bethesda used Destiny 2 or Destiny's gunplay as a basis for Fallout 4, which was a... I don't want to say phenomenal. That's the first one that came to mind.
It varies.
I liked how it played. I liked the gunplay. As a fan of Destiny, I did. I liked the crafting system, though I never managed to pull off my perfect SMG. But I wasn't a fan of the story. It was cliche, played out, and way too easy to figure out.
The only thing I really enjoyed about Fallout 4, you start before the bombs dropped. That was unique.
It was. It was a really good little look at pre-war society, and I think honestly the lone survivor had could have had a better narrative than any other survivor before, like Wanderer, like any of them. And what we got was kind of just like my son, my son. Okay,
Oh,
okay.
he's a bad guy now.
Oh
What
yeah, it
can you
turns out
do?
his son's the bad guy. Well, I saw that coming. You know, and I played I played the Automaton DLC. Autumn's done Far Harbor. She's done Nuka World. So I can't speak for that, but I just lost interest in the game, especially once mods came out. Because then it was like, oh shit, I can do whatever the fuck I want, and I did. I fucking did. I
Have you played New Vegas?
I played
Like,
about half of New Vegas, really.
God, that's probably my favorite Fallout game. Just because if you get the Game of the Year edition, you get Gunrunner's Arsenal, all the DLCs,
Yeah, yeah.
and you get this anti-material rifle. It is good for eliminating death claws. So it's a Batman and a Roman Legion, but oh, sorry, a Caesar's Legion raiding party. But I mean, either one works.
I mean, really, just I don't know. Gaming to me has always been sort of a mixed bag. I'm a huge MMO person. You guys know that I'm always playing RuneScape, basically. But at the same time, I'm very competitive if I'm on a PvP game. Overwatch, I don't play competitive, but that's because that game really hasn't gotten my interest like Destiny did. Destiny, I had over 1 KD, like I was pushing 2, I was like top ELO, I was competitive in that game. But at the same time, I really like those story-driven games like BioShock, Borderlands. Borderlands was incredible. The humor in both of those games.
Fun fact: Jeremy is currently streaming that on his Twitch channel. Jeremy,
Oh.
I was watching that before we started, but kind of got me to wonder, like, what do you want to see in future games?
In future Borderland games or in future games in general?
In general.
Oh, that's so tough. Honestly, the last new game I got before Breath of the Wild was Dishonored 2, which the first Dishonored was incredible. I loved it. It was great. I played through the game a second time through like in a full stealth low chaos mode and got the best ending, and I loved it. It was so much fun. But at the same time, Dishonored 2 was kind of just like I want to see more of a well thought out narrative. And that's sort of my thing is and this is where I'm very like not hopeful for Kingdom Hearts 3 is you look at Final Fantasy or no, I'm kind of hopeful thinking back about it real quick. Because you look at Final Fantasy 15, right? Yeah. 15 was I watched my brother play it, and from everything I've heard is it was an incredible game up until the last chapter of the game, which is roughly where we assumed that the guy behind Kingdom Hearts and the creative director got switched out. If you didn't know, Final Fantasy 15 was being led by Tetsuya Nomura, and Square Enix was like, "Look, we're fucking done with you. delaying the game. Put it out. We're putting someone else in charge of it. And so they put a new guy in charge of it, and the game was finished and released. The question is, how much of the game was done with Tetsuya behind the wheel, and how much of this last guy, and was everything rushed when he took over to get the game out? Where we know Tetsuya Nomura is a perfectionist. Everything about it must be perfect. So don't expect to see Final Fantasy VII until 2025 at this rate.
Essentially. But for me personally, like, I'd love to see more character customization. Like, for example, Fallout New Vegas. I love that because I had extended mags on the hunting rifle and the silencer.
Yes, crafting systems.
Yeah. And
Again,
it was like a great sniper system for me. And
Again,
I
that's
would
something
like
I loved
more
about
of that.
Fallout 4. Is I took early in the game, I took a pipe rifle and turned it into a high-powered pipe scope rifle. Basically, I was just ready. I had these weak-ass weapons that once I modified them were actually beasts. I took the starting 45 I found, and I carried that thing with me most of the game and just kept upgrading it until I couldn't anymore. And then, the mods came out and I upgraded it further. I eventually was able to fire mini nukes with it.
Nice.
But I mean, going back to Breath of the Wild, that's something I'll argue that they missed out on. Is they had a great weapon. The weapon durability system was a tad annoying, but it was sufferable. I got used to it. You had the cooking, you had all of those resources, and you're telling me that we couldn't have a crafting system. I couldn't make arrows. I couldn't, make my own swords, make my own weapons and bows. It's like, I find it hard to believe that was one thing that just never got thought of when it was right there in front of you. You could have done... Allow me to make cooking pots, and that way I've got a cooking pot and I don't have to hit every single one on my map with a star, so I can go, okay, it's time for me to go get ready for this, or I've got a Lionel over there, I've got to go fight. Let me go make some potions. Oh shit, the nearest one is Kakariko, Hateno, Rito village, It was annoying.
Yeah.
And it could have been negated by me having the ability to maybe take some of the ores that were in the volcanic region and get metals from them. And, I don't know, build a pot. And now, Link's got a pot. Whip it out and cook. Okay.
Yeah.
You're running low on arrows? Craft some up. You don't have to buy them. You don't have to farm them from enemies like people did. Instead, it's, you've got, flint. Literally, flint is something you can get. It's used in starting the fires. And I had maybe 120 by the first time I beat a Divine Beast. And it had no other use for me than being sold or starting fires. And I sold it. To buy arrows.
Which, again, more customization. Wait, hold up. Like, for the characters, as well as the weapons and all that, I would love to see you be able to change names and have an NPC say, "Oh, hi, X name."
But that's very difficult.
I know it is. It's just a case of, I would love to see that.
I would too.
I would love to see more Mass Effect style dialogue options. Like, oh, you want to be a good guy, bad guy, or a little bit of both. I'd choose a little bit of both, and you can actually make it to where you have 3 different endings or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I just,
I understand what that requires from a development team, and I understand that's expensive, but you have to understand, in this day and age where video games are changing, the market is different from what it was 5 years ago. 5 years ago, Call of Duty was still hot shit.
5 years ago.
2012.
That wasn't that when they released Modern Warfare 3 or something?
Let me see. Black Ops 2. That was pretty much dead.
Yeah. But from then on, like you could, any developer who sits there and says, okay, here's what we're going to do. You chose this name, everybody's going to be able to say it. You would sell so many games, especially with a good story behind it. It would be equivalent to, I don't know, for any sports fans, like SmackDown versus Raw coming out would full everything. Or a Madden, or an MLB game, or just any sporting game coming out with all of that, where you can actually live their life.
So here are the top 20 for last month.
Okay.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Persona 5, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, MLB 17 The Show, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon, Grand Theft Auto, Mass Effect Andromeda, NBA 2K17, Overwatch, surprising no one, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, it just got backwards compatibility, that's why. Infinite Warfare at 11, Horizon Zero Dawn at 12, Lego City Undercover at 13, the Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5 Remix, Lego Worlds, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Battlefield 1, For Honor, Nier Automata, and Minecraft again.
Top 20 for what exactly?
Just the top 20 of April 2017.
Okay. Well, what time will be the show? I understand that because baseball season started and all that fun stuff.
Also, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Persona, and Breath of the Wild do not include digital sales, and those are the top 3. Overwatch, I'm trying to see what the note is here about that. No, doesn't say.
Okay. But again, could you imagine a game like Skyrim where you're able to type in a name, an actual name, and they read it off or say it, whatever you want to say?
I mean, I really don't care.
I know.
Part
but
of
I'm
my
just
immersion in Skyrim is that I like to play a very sneaky sort of melee rogue character, despite being very much a magician sort of person in real life. I play a up close and personal, stab you in the back after I shoot you with an arrow kind of character in Skyrim, and that's part of my immersion. I don't want people to know who I am.
I do. I want them to be screaming my name as I murder them. I'll marry Dominion.
All right, that's dark. But we've been going now for about 45 minutes, and I've got to go do some stuff. But this has been basically what the show is going to be.
Yeah.
We'll bring it out really as game news comes out. Next month is going to be busy for us in that case. So you may not get the show again until during or after E3. But yeah.
Oh yeah, E3 is next month. Forgot about that.
Do we want to close out on maybe some E3 predictions or what we're hoping to see from at least Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo? Although I can call Nintendo right now, it's going to be Mario Odyssey.
Sony. I honestly would not be surprised if Sony came out with some sort of game hyping up their Venom movie that's coming out.
I would like a new Spider-Man game. Spider-Man for the Spider-Man 2 was great. Movie was garbage, but the game was pretty damn good.
I honestly wouldn't mind a new Spider-Man game just because I love them.
There is a rumor that there is one in development where you're going to be able to enter buildings and everything. So that is a thing. Keep that in mind, y'all. With that, let's finish on Microsoft, I guess. Is there anything really you're looking forward to from them?
Not really.
Maybe. Okay. Here's the one thing I'm hoping. Let Scalebound be revived. That's it.
They might do that, but at the same time, they might show the actual gameplay of World War II. So.
Yeah, true, probably.
Which I'm against them even going back there. Why not go back to World War One or the American Civil War or any other freaking war?
Who knows? Anyway, I think that is going to be the end of the show for tonight, guys. Thank you for listening. Let us know your suggestions and comments down below. And as always, like, subscribe, favorite, and we will see you guys in the next game time.